Today is the day of my tongue tie release, my lip tie releases, and possibly buccal ties, which are like here and here. I am so excited. I am also a little bit nervous. I'm about to drive to my appointment, which is about half an hour away. It's at a dentist. My myofunctional therapist will be there as well to guide the process. I've been so like that, you know, the appointment feeling. I've had that all day. I didn't realise that cacao powder had caffeine in, and you're not meant to have anything for like at least 24 hours with caffeine in before anything that involves blood. So I've had to have something different for breakfast today. I had a plain Greek style soy yogurt with walnuts in it and date syrup, and then I had avocado on 2 small pieces of gluten-free toast. So it is important to eat before having it done. It's done by local anaesthetic, so you can eat, but obviously you don't want to be feeling dizzy or anything. So I've eaten a while ago, but I'm not even hungry at all now anyway, because I'm nervous and excited. Those two feelings as well, excitement and nervousness, are so close to each other. The only difference is the way we think about them. Excitement is happy and nervousness feels awful. Hi, just got back from the dentist. I have had all my ties released. As you can hear, my mouth's still numb, but it's also the anaesthetic's wearing off. So it didn't hurt at all to get it done. I didn't feel a thing at all. But I've got, now it's wearing off. It's hurting. Feels like aching, like feels like deep muscle ache. I've got stitches. Because I've been driving, I don't want to show you at the moment because I don't want to get any like dust or anything in my mouth. So I'll show you tomorrow. I'll show my tongue. Oh. Got stitches under my tongue. Stitches here and here. I've got stitches under my tongue. I don't want to open it to your mouth too much at the moment. Stitches upper lip, lower lip, and the 2 buccal ties, well, buccal ties at the top. It feels like the pain is like a deep muscle ache in the bottom of my tongue. So it feels like the dentist gave me some mouthwash to rinse with. I will be starting some exercises, but definitely not today because when I say it's too painful, it's like, yeah, it's painful. It is painful. I've got a high pain tolerance as well. It's not, I've got some homeopathic painkillers that I'm going to take because I don't like taking pharmaceutical medication whenever possible. I don't like taking. I am aware that I'm not making that much sense, but I just drove home and got lost for ages. The dentist and the dental assistants were lovely. They really knew what they were doing and everything. But I'll talk to you more tomorrow because I need to rest my mouth a bit. Hi. It's day 2 after my tongue, lip and buccal tie releases. I'm just about to go to see my osteopath to get realigned with me new all of this. And the pain has gone pretty much. I was in quite a lot of pain yesterday, especially when the anaesthetic first wore off, because obviously going from not feeling anything in my mouth to feeling the pain, I think that was like a shock to the system. My tongue is really swollen. I've got a lot of swelling around the lower half of my face and then obviously inside my mouth. But I'm not in pain. It just feels like very mild bruising. And I'm just trying to think. I felt a bit rough when I went to bed last night. I slept and then I was wide awake and I thought, I didn't know what time it was, but it was dark outside. And I thought to myself, if it's 5 a.m, I'll get up. But when I looked at the clock, it was only 2 a.m. So I was wide awake for ages, really awake. And I don't know whether the anaesthetic did that, the local anaesthetic or what, I'm not sure. So I played solitaire I played about 10 games of solitaire on my phone, and then I got a bit tired and went back to sleep. And then I slept really well. I felt like I had a really deep sleep. My tongue feels like it's at the roof of my mouth, although it does feel weird because it's swollen. And brushing my teeth and flossing my teeth has been really difficult. Last night when I did it, I ended up making my mouth bleed. I was being so careful as well, so I don't think I knocked anything, but I must have done. So this was bleeding, and under my tongue, I still can't really show you properly because I can't lift my mouth that much. I don't want to risk like bursting the stitches, so I've got to go easy on it for a few days to give the stitches chance to hold. I was given a mouthwash by the dentist, a hydrogen peroxide mouthwash that like foams in your mouth. So I've been using that. I used it last night for the first time. It burnt so much last night. It really did, but obviously the wounds were really raw then. I've just used it this morning, and it feels really nice. Actually, my mouth feels really clean. I just had to be so careful brushing me. Like, I used one. I usually floss with I've got this bamboo string floss that I use. That was too difficult, but I have got those little floss picks, whatever they're called. I used them. It was a bit easier, and then I had to brush my teeth really slowly and carefully. So overall, today, day 2, I think I was a little bit panicky when I went to bed last night. Not actually panicky, but because I had so much swelling, I thought, what if it gets worse in the night? And yeah, I have woken up with swelling, but as I've gone about as the morning's passed, the swelling's reduced slightly. I've been taking homeopathic anti-inflammatories. It contains arnica and stuff. Personally, I don't take, or I try to avoid taking any pharmaceutical medication whenever possible. Obviously, if you have a tongue tie release, you might want to take ibuprofen or something like that, but it's just not for me. So that's been helping, and yeah, I'll keep you updated. But I'm going to my osteopath appointment, and I can breathe so much better out my nose. I felt that release when he released my upper lip tie. It was like I could just breathe so much clearer out my nose, and that's continued, so I'm really pleased with that. But I'm going to my appointment now, but I'll keep you updated. Hi, it's day 4, and my mouth is feeling the most normal it's felt. So obviously I've still got stitches in it. Still doesn't feel completely normal, but it's loads better. The swelling's gone down a lot. I do still have a little bit of swelling around here, and I can feel it a little bit under here and a tiny bit inside. But I started eating kind of soft, solid foods last night. I had some vegan tomato soup with gluten-free toast dipped in, and obviously I have to be careful chewing it, but I managed to eat it. I've also had some tofu as well, and yesterday I had a mashed avocado. I am going to keep you updated. I'll do a little summary at the end of all what I've experienced through the week, but here is what it looks like at the moment. Sorry, I probably should have gave you a warning about that. I'll show you my upper lip and lower lip now. If you don't want to see, then don't look. They are so much better than what they were before. I had a joining on piece of skin. I've probably shown you before. But yeah, so much better. Again, I'm not going to show you these because it involves a lot of stretching, and it ends up pulling my lip as well, which is a bit uncomfortable. I have started doing exercises now that my mouth is less swollen. I'm still using the mouthwash the dentist gave me, the hydrogen peroxide foaming mouthwash. And I've also been using gargling with clove water because it's a natural anaesthetic, and it's great for in your mouth so I've been doing that as well. Brushing my teeth after every meal and keeping my mouth clean. Hi, it's day 6 after my tongue tie release, and I have just had a nap because when your body's healing from something, it does make you more tired. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I am absolutely I was so tired, but I feel better now. Also, I'm staying lying down because the gravity will help me to show you what it looks like inside my mouth. So I will just show you now under my tongue. So stitches are still in. They are dissolvable, but they don't seem to have dissolved yet. I'm not sure how long that's going to take. I'll also show you like my lip ties, the lower. This is the upper lip tie. So I'm back to eating like solid food again. I just have to be careful, like, and I will, you know, especially while the stitches are in, but I have to chew carefully, like small bites. It takes me even longer to eat. I'm a slow eater anyway, but it takes me even longer to eat at the moment. My mouth has been, it feels fine. It's just a little bit tender, which is normal. I've still got stitches, obviously, here as well and under my tongue. I think that if I'd have had just the tongue tie released, like a lot of people will just get a tongue tie release, I feel like the recovery, although it's not been really difficult, I feel like it'd be easier. So I'm just going to do a quick summary like of the pain and the swelling. Day one for me was the worst when it came to the pain, and it was the worst when the anaesthetic wore off. Like going from no pain to all this pain was quite a shock to my system. As I mentioned, I have got a high pain tolerance. That was pretty painful, but I think it was kind of worse because I also had a headache because I'd had my jaw open for an hour, and I did experience TMJ with my jaw open, and I got a headache because of the whole process. I had that headache for the rest of the day. On day one in the evening, like the day I got it done, the pain had worn off a little bit. The headache was still there, so I was slightly more comfortable in the evening, apart from the swelling. Day two, the pain was mostly gone. There was still quite a lot of swelling in the morning. I still had a bit of swelling like for the rest of the day, but it wasn't as much. I could tell it was like the swelling was coming down. Again, like the pain difference was amazing. It felt pretty, you know, like it just felt like mild bruising under my tongue, and I didn't even feel any of these. Day three, it was the same. I think it was towards day three, day four, where I could start to feel these a bit more. But obviously, because I've got stitches all around here, you're going to feel it more. As the swelling from my tongue went down, these became more obvious. Not agony. All of the whole process has been bearable. I do feel like now I can feel these more. I am wondering whether, because I've got the stitches in it, I think it does feel a little bit more irritating when the stitches are in. When they've dissolved, I'm hoping that the whole mouth will feel more comfortable. I've been exercising, like doing my tongue exercises and stretching from day 3, I think. It was just too swollen to do anything on day 1 and 2. Obviously, I've been doing it gently because I don't want to pop the stitches, and each day I'm able to like push it a little bit more. It's really important to do the exercises. Also, from yesterday, day 5, I've been applying serapeptase, which is a proteolytic enzyme, and what it does is it eats away at scar tissue. Just want to add that none of this is medical advice. The serapeptase, the dentist did not tell me to take serapeptase. I did research beforehand and chose to take it. So I had it all, like I bought it weeks ago, I had it ready, and it comes in capsules. So just to give you a little bit of background to what it is, originally serapeptase was discovered because when a silkworm makes the cocoon and it eats its way out of the cocoon, it's like an enzyme from like their digestive, like from their stomach. The one I've got is vegan. Now a lot of it is made, it's grown from a type of bacteria, so the one I've got is completely like cruelty free and vegan. I wouldn't use it otherwise, and it's basically it loosens the scar tissue because it's eaten away, makes the wound more flexible. So when I apply the serapeptase, I do it before I do my stretches, and I can literally feel how much it loosens, and it allows me to stretch my tongue better. With regards to the exercises for these, I'm just like pulling it. So the idea is we don't want it to reattach. I have noticed there's been, especially like my top lip and this buccal tie, you can see almost where like little strings of scar tissue where it's trying to reattach. So I just kind of use a cotton bud. This is how I apply the serapeptase. I get a cotton bud, put it in my mouth to wet it with my saliva. It sounds disgusting. And I open a capsule and dip it in the powder and apply it to the wound. And then any like strings of scar tissue, it breaks it up. As you can imagine, it's not really fun to do. Breaking the little thick strings of scar tissue doesn't hurt, and the serapeptase itself doesn't hurt. But when you're like prodding at the wound, it does hurt. And I'm not telling you to do this. I've done a lot of research into serapeptase and the benefits of healing with it. Nobody has told me to do this. Like, the dentist didn't tell me to do it. The myofunctional therapist didn't tell me to do it. It's just something that I've chosen to do because I've read about you can often get better results from using it. So the wound heals more flexibly, you've got more range of motion. At the moment, the range of motion I've got is not as good as when I first had this done. When I sat up in the dentist chair straight after having it done, my tongue was completely suctioned to the roof of my mouth in a way it never had been before. It felt weird. It felt like almost like alien. And also, my tongue was so flexible. At the moment, obviously, it's been swollen. It's healing. It's not as flexible at the moment, but it'll gradually get back to that point. And that's why it's important to do the exercises. I just also want to add that, yeah, I have mentioned this a few times already, but I think if you were just getting a tongue tie release, there's different types of tongue tie, by the way. There's anterior and posterior. Anterior is the ones that are really obvious, like where it's like the tip of your tongue, like, and the join is there. And mine was a deep posterior tie, so right at the back. As you can imagine, anterior tongue ties, the obvious ones, are more easily spotted. Posterior ones are harder to spot and also harder to recover from. Not harder to recover from, they just, you'll probably feel it more when you're recovering. So it's really important to do myofunctional therapy first. If you've got a tongue tie, your first step is to find a myofunctional therapist with good reviews, get assessed by one, and like do the exercises until they tell you you're ready to have a tongue tie release. Then it's important to find a dentist or a doctor or whoever does the tongue tie release who is good at what they do and who has done them before. And I had mine done with a laser and stitches, obviously. Some practitioners will use like scissors and stitches or just a laser. I did a bit of research and I wanted it done with laser and stitches. So, and then afterwards, it's so important. You have to be dedicated. You have got to exercise your tongue and stretch it because you don't want it to heal tighter than it was before. So it is a bit of a recovery process. As I say, it's day 6. So I'm kind of covering this for a week. I will obviously update you in a few weeks' time because I'm not going to see all the progress in just the first week. Also, it's important to get body work done. Like, I've been seeing an osteopath for a few months, or you could see a chiropractor or a craniosacral therapist. I had osteopathy done the day after my release. I also had a massage on day 4, and I'll continue seeing the osteopath and getting massages and things like that, especially while I'm healing, because your body realigns, everything needs to get to how it should be. When all this changes, your body changes too, so that's really important. I also have an appointment with my myofunctional therapist 2 weeks after, so like next week that'll be, where she will give me more exercises to do. So it is a process, it really is. I'll do like a further much more detailed video when I can speak better. Obviously you can hear my speech is mostly back to normal, but it's still not quite. And yeah, so I just wanted to kind of summarise what the first week has been like. And also, this is a reminder that the reason I started making these videos was because tongue tie is so commonly associated with ADHD and autism. Like, so commonly associated. It's not to say that every single neurodivergent person has a tongue tie, and it's not to say neurotypical people can't have a tongue tie, but it is very commonly associated. Also, I forgot to add, my myofunctional therapist was supposed to be at the release but couldn't make it. But it was fine anyway. I felt like I was in safe hands. The dentist like really knew what he was doing and everything. But yeah, I forgot to add that earlier in the video. But I will keep you updated. If you haven't seen my other videos about tongue tie, check out from the first one, video 1. Oh, and also sorry for the lazy end to this video. As I say, just a reminder, when your body's healing from anything, obviously it makes you more tired. I've been up since like 6 this morning doing loads of stuff. I was so tired, I had to have a little half an hour nap, and then I'm going back to do all the things I need to do. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.